Okay, nerds, welcome to another vintage video. Today we're playing some dual shops. This is a list that I played in the challenge at the weekend, and I actually came second in the end. I didn't record it because I didn't feel like talking at that point in my day. Um, so I'm going to play a league with it now. It's tough to do replays because Mana Crypt is bugged, so I think it does something like it re-rolls the Mana Crypt flips in the replays, so you don't actually get a replay. Um, Dual shops, yeah. The aim is to draw most of our deck, if not all of it, take infinite turns with Vault Key, and win through Karn or Urza's Saga. Karn can get power and toughness out of the sideboard with Mastercore and Wormcoil Engine. To draw our whole deck, we've got One Rings, Coveted Jewels, Metamorphs on One Rings and Coveted Jewels. And then we can Tinker, Walk, Ancestral with Sink into Stupor. This is an upgrade from MH3 somewhat recently, and that gives us an actual playable blue count. This is the exact list I played. Unsure about these post-board breaches. My mana base isn't quite as techy as some others. Some people have got Talon Gates of something, but it's a land that when it comes into play, it phases out a creature, so you can get rid of things like Collect Reef, Lavinia, Whole Breacher, right? And that can help you combo off. A little bit of Prison Elements in Vexing Bauble and Trinosphere pre-board, but I've been flicking those in and out quite a bit, play and draw, that sort of thing. Post-board, we've got Wormcoil Engines, a Lattice for Karn, Mastercores to kill Null Rods and Oofs, Dismembers kill Oofs, a little bit of Dredge, and then some other cards for combo. So, we've got an opponent, let's go and play a league. Okay, round one, we're up against Maloless, and we have got Turn 1 Karn, the Great Creator, or Walk into Karn, the Great Creator. So I think we keep this. Fast payoff is typically what we're looking for. We kind of want our payoff to come quickly. They haven't revealed Allurus, so this looks like a quick Doomsday start, if anything. We might change our mind based on what land they get, but no Lurus into Jet seems Doomsday-ish to me, and they're just going to walk as well. So we might just be dead off the bat. That would be cool. I think Doomsday is pretty bad for us because they've got more permission than us, and they're equally as fast, if not faster. So 3 mana is fuck me. Transmute Artifact. So go and get something, and then it may die. So they transmute for a Lotus. They Lotus out of One Ring. So this is like some sort of ring control deck. They've got 3 cards in hand after all that. So I'm going to go Island, Mana Crypt, Time Walk. We get the extra turn. Wouldn't hate to find something else to do here. Bauble or Trinosphere would be awesome. Well, Trinosphere less so. Bauble massively. So we're going to Cripper Flipped and draw a card. Hopefully. Monolith. What does Monolith do for us? It lets us play around days. So I think it's good to try and do. And then Ancient Tomb and Cast Karn. Oh, and Karn just gets in. Anything we particularly want to get? We could just go straight for the Lattice. Opponents conceded the game, so that's cool. I think I'm supposed to go straight for the Lattice, but I cannot see arguments for going for like Wormcoil or Mastercore first to on this turn to pose a question, like make them prepare for something, and if they deal with Karn, I've got a payoff. Because if they deal with Karn and I haven't got Lattice in play, it's horrible. The advantage of playing for Lattice, though, is that we have the Lattice in hand. If they don't deal with Karn, they just die. If we get Wormcoil and then get Lattice, they can flash in a Bowmaster and kill Karn, even though it looked like the board was clear. So I think you're supposed to get Lattice first, and just deal, I guess, against CC. I don't know. Close though. So against that, I probably want my Whole Breachers. I might consider a Dismember for theirs. And I feel like if your opponent puts a Transmute Artifact on the stack, it's a world where you want Grim Monolith. I'm going to cut Trinosphere on the draw. I'm going to cut Vexing Bauble because I just don't think the card's very good. And then I need some cuts from here. Is some of this stuff that I'm trying to bring in nonsense though? Maybe Hull Breach is nonsense, but it might be a good duke against like Null Rods or whatever, but they're not going to be rodding me. Dismember, I think I want to confirm the presence of Null Rod. And then I'll drop, not Null Rod, Hull Breacher. I think I'll drop one PO. And maybe one of my keys, I could cut a Monolith. I could cut Mystic Forge. I think I'm going to cut a Monolith, I'm not sure about that. Oh, it maybe should have been Island, actually, now that we've got here. It's one of these things, in the past, in like faster combo decks, you'll have the basic land to play around Wasteland and stuff. And then you'll take it out when you're not expecting to get Wastelanded. However, our deck is so bad at producing blue that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to cut the island, because I already don't have enough blue sources for what I'm trying to achieve anyway, sort of thing. Like, the first blue source is a real struggle to get to. So, maybe that's wrong. But, I mean, I've got the island in my deck, so it's not wrong for now. But, like, cutting... I feel like Trinosphere and Bauble on the play are... on the draw are meaningless. Maybe I want a Dismember, maybe I want a PO, and I could be down like an island and a key. Talking of how hard the first blue source is to get, whilst I have got 2 blue sources, this hand is unkeepably bad. Typically, in a game of Magic, it's good to keep hands that can cast at least one of your spells. Starting at 1, if you can cast more than 1, it's good. So there's my top tier strategical advice for today. So I'm going to mulligan. And I've been gifted with a turn 2 Coveted Jewel, no protection. Let's keep this, bottom an Ancient Tomb. If we draw a ring, we'll have turn 1 ring. If they play a ring and we draw a Metamorph, we'll have turn 1 Metamorph on a ring. So they know the secrets. I've got fuck all going on. I've got this 1 Coveted Jewel next turn that you have to deal with. Lotus and Monolith would get us there. They've got an Undercity Sewers. Interesting. Let's go Sapphire. Ancient Tomb bluffs Hull Breacher. I'm just going to play the Workshop and I'm going to roll out the key. Like, if we resolve this spell, we probably win. Mox Jet. Time Vault. Probably won't untap that one with my key. Oh, hang on, I just win. Right. So, I can't play 1 ring. I can't do any bluffing here, can I? I can't double spell in any way. Sure. I'll have this. Thanks for joining. Cool. I'll play a Workshop. Sweet. So together we were able to end the game. Bit of teamwork goes a long way. So I'll see you for round 2. Okay, round 2. We're on the play against Had FS. So that's cool. The system is struggling. So here we've got an interesting one. They've revealed a Lurus. We've got turn 2 Calm with Force of Will behind. So we play Ancient Tomb, we play Monolith, we pass. They then Wasteland us, and we're any mana source away from casting the Khan anyway. So I think I'm allowed to keep it. I'm not sure. It's great though, but I think it's acceptable because even when I hit that mana source, I'm still going to have Force of Will behind, right? So let's see what they come up with. 7 cards and a Lurus. And they've just got Springs, which is untapped. And I presume I'm allowed to fight over their Ancestral. Or am I supposed to like hold my fights for my cards? Okay, so that makes it a coveted duel. But I'm considering just going for Khan because they haven't cast Ancestral yet. So that makes me think they're holding a Spell Pierce. So let's just go with Khan, the Great Creator, for now. To blank their Spell Pierce. Now what do I get? Wasteland, Cage, Worm Coil, Needle on Wasteland. That's what I mean by Wasteland. I might just go straight for... I might just go for Needle. Grab a Needle. Cast a Needle. Name Wasteland. Because there's secrets out that I'm missing a land drop. And clearly not fighting the Spell Pierce. So let's just name Wasteland. And we'll pass a turn. It means I can't fight anything they do, because we know about the Spell Pierce. Unless, of course, I just want to tax their mana to force through my duel on my turn. Probably. Strip Mine. Cool story. Great job, me. Okay, so that's annoying. I can't really get anything else from my Khan. Right. There's nothing else here for me. I could get a Masticore in advance of top decking a Workshop. I could attack for 1 with my Pithing Needle. I think I'll attack for 1 with my Pithing Needle. This is what we came here to do. I don't know if I highlighted the fact that I missed a land drop, or if I was getting wasted anyway. The opponent plays a Psychic Frog, which I believe I should fight. I found a Force of Will at this point, pitching a Dig Through Time. Okay. So, Workshop gives me a ring. Academy gives me a ring. Blue Source gives me just another look. They've made a land drop this turn. This matchup's pretty bad for us, I think. They've got a lot of permission. And they've got the Wastelands to back up that permission. And now they've got their threat out, they can just go for all of the tempo plays ever. When they get the cards rolling, there's a good chance we don't resolve another threat for the rest of the game, sort of thing. So we'll see how we do. We do need a mana source basically right now, though. I think any mana source is fuck. Any mana source could have been fine, but not that one. What disaster. Let's get a Mastercore to hand. And then pass. That was awful. I did want a mana source, but, you know, there were limitations to the mana sources I would accept. So now it's horrible because they've untapped. Getting Mastercore means they have to have Force of Will. They can't have Force of Negation. They're going to finish off Khan. And my plan here is that them finishing off Khan, I can resolve a Master Core and finish off the Worm Coil. That might not be true though. So I've got 5 cards in hand now for my turn. Oh, DT, okay. So they've just gone and got an Ancestral, I guess. Or they've just gone and got a Force of Will to fight my Master Core. I've drawn a Sink into Stupor though. So I'm going to place Think. I'm going to cast a Time Walk. And now if they counter this, I can cast a One Ring. I didn't counter it. Can I cast a One Ring? That would put me back down to 3 mana. I don't think I can. I think that's quite irresponsible. But how much mana am I going to untap with? I'm going to untap with 6 mana. And if I top deck a Workshop, I'd have 9 mana, which is enough to double spell. If I top deck a Lotus, that's the same. If I top deck like a random Mox, that's not the same. I've lost my mana now, so I don't know what I'm deliberating about. Yeah, maybe taking the turn is good, because then I just don't have to commit a monolith. Commit a monolith to the joke. So Workshop and Academy are our best draws here. Mox Pearl is, I guess, somewhat acceptable, because it allows me to cast a One Ring. Is the One Ring good, though? They've just cast DT. They're going to draw 2 cards again next turn. So they've got Force of Will or Ancestral in hand. 1, 2, 5 is 7. So I'd go to 4. I'd go to 5 because I can count. 4 off my One Ring. I was just ahead of myself. Right, what do we think? Master Core or One Ring? I think I'm just going to throw the One Ring out there. So I'm not expecting this spell to resolve. Force Negation, Pitching, Spell Pierce. Right, I hate everything that I've done. I could have just played the Master Core. They might still have a Force of Will behind, but they've got a Delta. But the Master Core's face up, right? So that's why it makes sense in my brain to go for the other card. And now they buy Lurus. Trinisphere. Can't cast a spell. So maybe they did DT for Force of Will and my play doesn't matter. And now I need to top deck a 2 mana land to cast a Jewel next turn and pray that they've run out. I'm not sure with how I've played this game. I could have sequenced differently in the mid game. They've got a Wasteland which they can't use. They cast a Lurus, so they can still have Spell Pierce behind. They can cast a Bauble, so they're going to have another card in hand. They look at my top card and hopefully see something very big and scary. One Ring, send it. Die. Okay. Have I got another draw step? No. They can just discard their hand. Right, so against the Lurus decks, we like the Master Cores. We like the Wormcoil engines. We don't like the Coveted Jewels. Trinisphere and Bauble I like on the play. I'm not fond of PO. I'm not sure I'm fond of Khan, but I always regret cutting Khan, so they might just cut 2 POs. So, blue count at this point is questionable. What does this do? Nothing. Stone, nothing. So I'm going to mulligan this hand. And here I've got a turn 1 Trinosphere. I don't want to get rid of lands, but I have to. So I guess I get rid of Minimo. I could just get rid of Force of Will, actually. I'm going to do that. I don't have the blue card to protect with. I'm going to cast a Mox Emerald. I'm going to play Minimo first. And I'm just going to just roll out a Trinosphere. I could play Key and do some untapping stuff, but I think I'll commit that mana later. So I just don't want to get misstepped and give them a free turn. I'm hoping this gets wastelanded right here. And then we like use their one wasteland sort of thing. So it looks like a crappy mana hand, but I'm actually flush for mana. Oh, they sort of Springs. That's annoying. Springs, shock it in. They draw a card, they're on 5 cards. Lotus. I'll cast Lotus. I'll play as a Saga and then I'll cast my Manifold Key. And that's all worked, and we just need to fade Wasteland, really. End step Ancestral. So I guess, yeah, I guess they're just holding Spell Pierce as well. There's the Strip Mine. Life is Pain. We're going to untap Grim and pass. They've got 7 cards, we've got 0 cards. We'll pass the turn. There's a Trinosphere in our graveyard, I can't do anything with that. They're doing nothing, probably just holding up a Bowman. I can cast a Grim Monolith. And this is where me taking the POs out of my deck is bad. Because I now can't spell on their turn, spell on my turn. Bowmasters comes in. We go to 19. And then go attack us for 2. This is going to be a very long and slow and painful death, but I think we're just already dead. So the way we get out of this, though, is I think we just resolve a Haymaker somehow. I am not sure how we do that. But that is the plan. Maybe it's something like bait on Metamorph, kill your Bowman. After top decking a Wormcoil or something. They've got their own Saga. Which I can't contend. Mastercore's a banger. One problem with Mastercore though is I can't do anything with the Metamorph. Like I can't bait with the Metamorph and then play the Mastercore. I've got to lean on the Mastercore. They just have like a consign or something. Yeah, okay. I don't think I don't like playing that there actually. I don't think Bowmaster's the fight I want to have. I think I want a token. So I think that was bad to even play the Mastercore there. So I think I was able to tax their spells later rather than now. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Okay. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to let them tutor. I'll need to untap Grim with Manifold Key prior to this resolving. So I'm just going to actually do that now. And then they've got 6 cards in hand, so it's quite unlikely. And they're not making a construct. So they get Lotus. Oh, they just got Twist in hand. No. No, they're just trying to push damage at the moment. Okay, interesting. So nothing going on in hand. Hardcast Force of Will is available. So I think I lead on Metamorph. Copy your Bowman. Kill your Bowman. Do that again. But I'm hoping to get some permission out of them. Okay, maybe not. I'll copy my Bowman. I'll ping your Bowman. I'll untap another target artifact. And I'll cast a One Ring. And it probably gets countered. Or they just don't believe that I can draw anything in the time it takes for me to die. So I'm only at 5. I was hoping the 2 Metamorphs were good bait, but well, the ring gets through. Okay, well, I'll get protection first. And now we'll take a look. I draw an Ancient Tomb, which I can't really do anything with, but I'll play it. So what happens if I take 2 this turn? I don't think that's something I'm allowed to do. You have to trade army off. What's this? 3 mana? Oh, they're just buying Lurrus, playing Lurrus. They've got 6 cards in hand and none of them are Force of Will. It's kind of difficult to believe. And they play a Lotus. And they don't attack. So I lose 1. But I draw 2. How much mana have I got? Not quite enough to bait everything ever. Right? I'm slightly short. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually need 8 to get Time Vault. So if I crack Lotus for blue, I can untap. What am I paying 3 for? I want to crack Lotus for blue. And I want to untap the One Ring. And I want to draw 3 more. And I can cast Sapphire. And then I need to sacrifice, sink you. So if I lose two, like, if I pay my mana like this, I can cast Tinker with Sink into Stupor behind. Which isn't the perfect answer to anything. But I can pay for Spell Pierce. I can Sink into Stupor a hard cast Force and Negation. And then I don't know how to make one more mana if I cast Sink into Stupor. I don't know what the best way is. Ancient Tomb doesn't work, so I've just got to play Mana Crypt and pray I can get rid of it. But I've already cast Tinker, so I can't get rid of it without PO, and I only played 2 post board. If this gets through, it'll be absolutely wild. But they haven't fought anything we've done over the last couple of turns. And if they do counter this, I can play a Mystic Forge with my Manifold Key. Actually, I don't know if that's true. So they get Underground Sea. And maybe they've got it. Maybe the thing that's difficult for them is maybe they have to like brainstorm or ancestral for it. No, they've got a Flusterstorm. How many spells do I cast this turn? There's no storm count. 3 spells have been cast this turn. So I can just pay 3. Get Time Vault. Assume I survive a turn. Because playing Mana Crypt or Ancient Tomb just seems insane to me. Or I could just get Wormcoil Engine and assume Wormcoil converts as well. I guess I can untap a Monolith for free here though, because I'm going to be spending all of my mana. So there's no point in casting a Sink into Stupor. I'm just going to pay for the stuff. Oh no, hang on, this was tech. No, because I've tapped my Monolith. So I don't know how to do this. Tinker? Well, is this even if Tinker resolves? What do you Tinker for? Like, you can get... Oh no, it's just got more. Okay, sure. Whatever. Sink into Stupor, targeting my Tinker. Right. Okay. Cast Mana Crypt. Cast Tinker. Mana Crypt dies. I get Time Vault. Oh, but the thing's tapped. Right. They've got 3 cards in hand. They've got a Bowmaster in their graveyard. They can cast a Bowmaster, ping me for 1. I then take infinite turns. I block. I block everything. Or I just get Wormcoil Engine. No, I think I've just got to get Time Vault, right? Let's just get Time Vault and pass the turn. Play the Springs. Comes in tapped. I've got 1 life point to work with. They've got 3 creatures. I've got 3 creatures. I die to Fatal Push, but it's hard to imagine them having Fatal Push in play. They've got... Can they register more than 2 Sink into Stupors? They're paying costs, which I don't love. Orcish Bowmasters. Pings me. Oh, another Bowmaster? Either way, I died, right? If I got Wormcoil or the other one. Oh well, never mind. Okie dokie. Round 3. We're up against Ponder Paranu, who's been on a lot of bug recently. We've got turn 1 ring into get wasted and die. Yeah, I'm into that. I'm pretty into that. I think that's got to be part of the plan sometimes. Because yeah, it's get wasted and die, but I can, if I don't get wasted, I can untap and top deck a mana source sort of thing, right? So I think that's fine. They did keep 7 though, which I'm not massively excited about. But we'll see how it goes. This is my 1 ring. Opponent having a ponder or a lag, one or the other. If they've got turn 1 cover, turn 1 collector roof, they said a force of will, sure. I was gonna say if they have turn 1 oof, then they might be thinking actually I can cope with this sort of thing. Then what would I be? I'd be like, how do I get out of collector roof main deck? Not easily. I'll sink into stupor and hope to win that turn. We're really not set up for that though, are we? This could have been a mulligan actually, because I just don't have enough resistant mana. So we know they're holding Force of Will, because their life total changed a moment ago. And maybe the pitch is difficult. Maybe it's literally force pitching Ancestral or something like that. And they're not excited about it. Force of Will. Oh, we've kind of really got them in a bind. If I was them, I know my hand. I appreciate that. I don't mind letting the ring resolve if you've got turn 1 oof. Into like turn 2 Wasteland or something. So in the end it's Force of Will pitching Spell Pierce. So interesting stuff. I'm interested in seeing how the rest of their hand develops to see why it was such a tough force. Maybe it's that they, well, yeah, no, they can guarantee the Oops resolving, right? If they're. This is all assuming that they're on bug. I've run out of coffee. Yeah, so Misty Rainforest, Mox Jet. I haven't got anything. Underground Sea, so to turn 1 Frog. Or turn 1 Preordain. Okay, so that's really interesting. I don't know what. I still don't understand the big Force of Will tank. They haven't demonstrated that to us. This is a Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt's a very good card because it casts the 1 ring. We want to use the Artifact spell mana first. Just in case we hit like Lotus Tinker or something. This one gets through. We'll draw a card immediately. Better to let the ring protection resolve first. We draw Force of Will, which I'm super into. Because now we can fight with our Time Walk next turn against, let's say, Leovold, Hull Breacher, Collector Roof, all this nonsense. We can't beat another Spell Pierce. They've got a Vampiric Tutor. So I think I've got to let go and hope that we get to counter the thing on the way down. Unless, of course, they've just vamped for their Force of Will and they already had their payoff. Yeah, I don't know. So they draw what they want. Play a Flooded Strand. And this will be Walk Pitching Tinker. So blue. Thassa's Oracle. Oh, so they're on Doomsday and not even on Bug. Okay, so they're in a new league from when I last played them. We'll let the Thoracle resolve. And we'll lose to Daze. Nope. Okay. So they get to scry and then we get to win. So that's cool. Yeah, so sorry about all that bug conversation. I played them already today. I played a league earlier and then realised in round 3 when I played them that I actually hadn't just clicked record, so I dropped and started again. We win the flip. 1 ring. Workshop. So that's going to guarantee the duel. Let's grab ourselves some cards, see if we can find some blue mana. Oh yeah, the duel is blue mana. What am I talking about? So let's play a coveted duel. Draw 3. So I wonder if I can do something cute with Otawara before I commit more to the board. Oh, I've used my quota of game actions for this minute. Lotus comes in. No, I can't do anything cute, so let's just tap this, wait for the mana to float. Then we'll tinker for, I presume, just another coveted jewel. If and even when we fizzle, if we fizzle, I should probably say, then I can always sink the Thoracle back to their hand. And have a sink up off of the Lotus. So, pay 2, and I guess I can just ping the Monolith away. Grab a coveted jewel, draw 3 more. I can play another 1 ring. But then I'm coming off of double sink, which I don't love actually. Actually, I can sink the Thoracle back to your hand anyway. So let's think about how we've just produced mana. Let's cast the 1 ring. Keep this one. Draw another card. It's a Metamorph. So now I can crack the Lotus. That was a very fortunate draw. And copy a coveted jewel. And now I can play a bauble. And PO for all of it, except for one of the jewels, I guess. Can I get back into mana? Yeah, I can get back onto my Metamorph quite easily. So we'll leave a jewel behind. And we'll cast some spells. So 14, play a Metamorph, copy a coveted jewel. And if we can get all the way through the deck here, that'd be cool, because then I can just play a Metamorph on Thassa's Oracle, and to me that's funny. So that's what I'm going to go for. Draw 3 more. That's a Metamorph. Draw 3 more. And now we'll go cast some of these spells. Try and get some permanents into play. I've got a PO as well. So tap the Mana Vault. Cast Grim Monolith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. 11 cards in play. So I can play a bauble. Can make a bunch of blue. Make a bunch of blue. Cast Paradoxical Outcome for a bunch. Done. Leaving 1 jewel behind again. Got 4 mana floating. So let's go and find all of our Moxen. That's a jet. Pearl, Emerald, Crypt, play a Mana Vault. Now we go and find some Grim Monoliths. How many cards I got left? 11. This one can be a Grim Monolith as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is fine. So I think I've cast this Grim Monolith, I'm not sure. Or I've tapped the Mana Crypt. That's what we're waiting on at the moment. So now we cast Grim Monolith. And I've got 9 mana in play. There's nothing over there. So let's go Coveted Jewel for the blue, for the colourless. Draw 3 more. Play some zeros. Metamorph. Draw 3 more. We're at 8 cards, 5 cards. Metamorph. Draw 3. Go to 2 cards. Cast a Metamorph. Copy your Thassa's Oracle. I'll put a 1 ring on top. That was fun. Sorry for wasting all of your time there when I could have won halfway through that. But so against Doomsday, I like these 2 cards. Well, these 4 cards total, but these 2, you know what I mean. What don't we like against Doomsday? That's a question for you all. I don't like City of Traitors. I don't know if that's true, but I want to cut a land, but we've got such an irresponsible mana count for blue. Trinisphere is usually decent, but we're on the draw. Maybe Mystic Forge can go. Vexing Bauble protects my stuff, but I also want to be able to cast Forcible, don't I? I'm going to drop a City. I'm going to drop a Vexing Bauble and a Trinisphere on the draw. Those 2 might be horribly wrong. Yeah, because I feel like I could just lock about with a Trinisphere, right? The Bauble I'm unsure on. Khan's fine. I need 1 cut from here. Not sure if I can cut Monoliths, because I only played 3 anyway. PO's a good way to fight on their turn and make them tap some lands. But it does run headfirst into Flusterstorm, but maybe it's good to have a way to tax their Flusterstorms. Keeping all of that. Maybe just a key can go then. So, yeah, not sure about our sideboarding strategy. This is pretty aggro Tinker, but I think I'm going to keep it. Because if it works, then great, and if it doesn't work, then I've got a whole Breacher behind. So what, it's going to be Sink into Stupor first, yeah. We'll play the Stink, and then we'll go from there. Now that our opponents revealed their true colours. Dark Ritual. Necro. Okay, so Whole Breacher doesn't do a lot here. But they're going to Necro for 1 billion. Maybe it's Urza's Saga first so that I can try and tax their life points. I think it's safe to assume we're dead next turn. They only went for 6. So either their hand's just cracked or... Or they just don't... I don't know. I guess going up to 10 is fine, depending on what your hand is. Let's see what they discard here. I would like to draw Black Lotus. Not many times where that isn't true, but that is what I'd like to draw. I played against Doomsday in the challenge the other day, and Hull Breacher was a bit of an MVP. I think my opponent made a pile, and then I Hull Breachered them. So Mystical Tutor, Street Wraith, and Underground Sea. So they've got what they want. We're going to die next turn if they're discarding Tutors and Wraiths, I feel like. So because they've got the cards they need to win. They've got access to the pile, and they've got mana. The question is, do they also have protection? I think we can assume so, but I mean, I haven't got a threat to play, so... does that change whether I've got a threat to play? It doesn't, because I still can't get to coloured mana. So I'm going to go Urza's Saga. Now I'm going to play Sol Ring. And now I'm going to play Mana Vault. And now I'm going to pass the turn. And I'm not excited about it. But the reason for getting Saga here instead of Sink and Stupor is to try and pressure life points if we do in fact get another turn. I'm not expecting to. But yeah. A play and fetch. A person moving with purpose. Underground Sea. Vampiric Tutor, okay. What's your way into your vamp? That's the question. Is it just the Necro? Yeah, cool. So that looks like someone who's untapping, doesn't it? A Necro for 4, 5. Necro for 5 going down to 6. Black Lotus clearly the best draw in our deck again. Or just Mock Sapphire would also do me a favour. So the main thing, so preordained Treasure Cruise. The main thing I want to do at the moment is resolve this whole Breacher, right? I don't know. Well, they vamped, so it might be more of a... It might be more of a consult kill. So I'm just going to play and I'm going to cast Tinker. Because I don't think I can be convinced that they're going for a Doomsday stack. We can beat Flusterstorm, we can't beat Force of Will. They have Force of Will pitching. Brainstorm. And now we pass. We'll kill them next turn. Probably. Oh, we won't actually, will we? 1, 2, 3. No, we'd need to draw something next turn. Now that I've sacked that. Oh dear. And if they go for a Doomsday stack, then I maybe should have played Hull Breacher, but... Lots of black mana. And our opponent has Doomsday. Now that's going to resolve. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to yield till end step. Let them do their thing. Let them battle the software alone without having to pass priority. Right, we've won the match. I can't explain to you why. But we have in fact won the match. So we take that. I'll see you for round 4. I think I'm going to go for it. Okay, round 4. We're up against Kizu. And we've got this hand, which I think I'm going to keep. I'm on the play. I've got Force of Will. I've got 2 POs. So then I can go Mox Sapphire, Mana Crypt, Time Walk. And then miss a land drop. And then any mana source will cast a PO for 3. We draw, well, tails, please. Lost. Well, Force of Will. Brutal. Okay, maybe not a keep, I don't know. Let's play out our Black Lotus. Okay, and now we'll pass the turn. Questionable. No Lurus. I can PO for 2. I can Force of Will twice. They've got a Mox Jet. A Mana Vault. A Glaring Fleshraker. Do I care about a Glaring Fleshraker? No, I just need to draw a mana source and then I should win. You can have that. Mishra's Workshop. Grim Monolith. I just need to counter Sensei's top right. That's the main thing I need to counter here. Manifold Key. Maybe I need to counter Time Vault as well. I'll go to 15. They've got 2 cards in hand. So I'm probably supposed to just hardcast Force of Will if they present something scary, aren't I? Because I'm still losing a PO. But that way I PO for 2 twice rather than... I don't know. Mystic Forge. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't know. You can have it. You can goldfish me. Oh no, hang on, I haven't just killed myself. They're playing a Metamorph on the Fleshraker. They've got 1 mana left over and they had a top on top, which we have to fight. So Force Pitching Force or Force Cracking Lotus? I think Force Pitching PO is actually smarter. I take some damage. Wait, is this like a lock? No, it's just a lot of damage. They exile the One Ring and they pass the turn. So I need mana source to PO for 3, or I'm kind of locked into POing for 2. Mana source. Perfect mana source, actually. PO for 4. Draw literal fuck all. That's really annoying. Because now I'm going to die with a Force of Will in hand when I could have had a PO in hand if I'd just gone Force Pitching Force. I think I played that like crap, to be honest, but that's fine. I'm bring in the Needle. I think I can just out-combo them, right? If you just play the game properly, you can probably just be faster. Why did I let any of that resolve? Oh well, I'll have a key gone. Yeah, questionable plays at best there by me. Anyway, we move on. We play turn 1 Coveted Jewels and turn 1 kills, so let's just go and do that. Unfortunately, have to play the Workshop. Can't play around Mindbreak Trap, so won't. We'll deploy so Mana Crypt, Monolith, Workshop, Jewel, I think, because then I can float a blue mana somehow. Yeah, let's all ignore that game. Less of that, what are you doing? Are you stupid? The answer is yes. So Mana Crypt, Grim Monolith. I love the F6. Grim Monolith, Workshop. Yeah, because I just have an extra mana floating. Cast Coveted Jewel. And that means when I cast this Metamorph, I have a blue floating. Oh, fuck. I should have a blue floating. But I am not smart. Okay. You'll go. So if we don't have to cast Sink into Stupor, we can untap one of our monoliths. I didn't pay life, I just played stupidly. So Ancient Tomb, pays 2, plays Soul Ring, plays Vexing Bauble. Sure. Plays top. Spin stop. Cool. I'm just going to tap the monolith. I can bounce the bauble later if I want to. But we get another bite at the apple here. They have a much more reasonable start, and they didn't really put their opponent to the test, which they failed last game. So let's see how we do. We've got to draw 3 on our turn. Sink into Stupor was nearly perfect. Like, it's very good, it's blue, it's a land, blah blah blah. But you can only bounce your opponent's crap, which is a shame, I must say. Yeah, because if I could end step bounce my Metamorph, I would absolutely do that. Yeah, so last game it was just, I think it's quite an obvious force pitching force on top of the Mystic Forge. Because their hand can't go anywhere else. And then I would have PO in hand. Okay, so never mind, that game's done and we lost it, so let's win the other 2. Let's untap a monolith on your end step. Opponent can't cast spells, which is delightful. We'll flip a coin. Tails, please. Woohoo! We draw a Coveted Jewel. Nice. I feel like 2 of these. Well, I had 2 of them last time. Should have tapped that earlier. So let's go Mana Vault. I've got to tap one, haven't I? Yeah. Well, I could play Mystic Forge first. Let's do that. Cast Lotus. Oh yeah, sure, that makes sense. I don't want to Sink into Stupor. Let's cast Coveted Jewel. And now I win. So tinker away the Mana Crypt. Get Time Vault. Play Manifold Key. Untap Time Vault. Activate Time Vault. Sink into Stupor your Soul Ring. Cast a 1 ring. Say okay. Discard some cards from the top of my deck. Untap a monolith. And then we can go to our next turn and show them an Urza Saga and they should concede there. No, I wait to get my turn, but thank you. Don't care about any of this. Take 1. Play a Saga. Untap a Time Vault in response to my Saga trigger. Bounce your Vexing Bauble. That's probably bad, actually. I've got Force of Will. No. Draw a card. Trigger resolves. We win. Cool. Thank you, opponent, for conceding. So, we're on the draw. So maybe these are better. Oh, Grafdigger's Cage might be cracked against your... Although that's only against the Mystic's Forge, which is restricted. So, because the rest of the time it's just 2 tops and a Fleshraker, right? So, yeah. Bit more interaction on the draw. But like pitch free interaction. And then just hope for turn 1 kills. Unlikely that they're a null rod gamer. So we have got interaction. We have got a turn 1 ring. I like. Let's try and use this Force of Will in a sensible manner this time. I do have to fight the Bauble though, don't I? Well, I don't have to fight the Bauble, but I kind of do. Actually, no, yeah. Let's backtrack there. I do have to fight the Bauble if they have it. But yeah, turn 1 ring backed up with Force of Will. And I could sink and walk into it if I want to, but I'm probably not going to have both those cards come my turn. Opponent plays with Sensei's top. Opponent looks with Sensei's top. 4 cards in hand, so they took a mulligan. And that's all they've got. So now we do get to ask the question of do I want to walk? Well, it depends on whether I draw a thing. Turn 1 duel, yeah, I'll play that instead of the ring. So opponent's got 4 cards in hand. We can beat a Mind Break Trap here. We draw 3. Cast a Ruby. How much mana is that? That's 4 mana, 5 mana if I play a Monolith. So let's just walk. Play Grim Monolith. Go through this turn. Flip a Crypt. Lotus. That's 1 ring. The Lotus is going to be another Force of Will for us if this does nothing. Oh, it does everything. Okay. I'm going to go for 6, leaving the jewel behind. How much mana is that? No, I don't need to. I can pick up the jewel. I've got loads of mana. So, Lotus, Ruby, Emerald. Mana Crypt. Soul Ring. Monolith off the Soul Ring. This is great. This deck is fun to combo off with. I'll tell you that for free. How much mana is this? 6? Sure. We draw 3. Play a Sapphire. Cast this. One of these. Another one of these. Oh, that one. I went for the one on the right last time, so I'm going to go for the one on the left this time. Just whatever. So another Coveted jewel. Sorry, I wasn't talking much there. I probably should be. So at the moment, I'm clicking buttons and I'm prioritizing the buttons which will result in more cards ending up in my hand, because eventually it will allow me to cast this card here, which enters tapped, this card here, which enters untapped, and the combination is tapping one to untap the other. So that's all of the turns. That's an Urza's Saga. I'm done, and I win the match. Cool. So that was kind of peak Julie stuff there, I think. This deck is the reason why decks like our opponents can struggle. Where yeah, they've got a combo thing, they may have some prison elements in there, but when you don't have those, because your turn one was Ancient Toon Sensei's top, and I don't have to think about whether Force of Will's good or not, or how I sequence my spells like we have to do against Lurrus, and it's just draw as many cards as you can, go as fast as you can. That's the sort of matchup this deck's going to thrive in. So, that was fun though. Just there's something fun about drawing your whole deck. Right, one more round. Let's go give it a go. Okay, fifth and final round. We've got Kizu again, who I believe was our opponent just now. So we are going to play a turn one ring. So yeah, turn one ring. We're on the play as well. I'll just roll out the Emerald and the Sapphire. I should have done it the other way around just in case they've somehow got mainboard traps. Play the one ring, draw yourself a card, grab a Lotus, play a Khan. Easy game, easy life. Grab a Lattice, I guess. Right, I've got protection from everything. You can't kill me this turn unless Fleshraker says you lose a life. And if it does, then congratulations. If it doesn't, then your artifacts don't work. And then your artifacts don't work. Yeah, cool. And if they play a Fleshraker, I currently can't develop a Metamorph, but I'd get to draw 3 cards next turn. So that's cool. No, yeah, makes sense. So, what did I do last time? Just negations on the draw. Pithing Needle for top. I don't care about Trinosphere, I don't care about Vexing Warble. What was the other thing I dropped? A key, I think. So, what can we do this time? We haven't got any blue mana. We have got blue mana. So I've got Force if I'm going to die. Otherwise, I've got PO for 4. Seems legit. City of Traitors, Grim Monolith. I kind of can't Force of Will just because of my payoffs being blue. Are we going to make the same mistake again? At the beginning of your upkeep, each player, whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. So what's my game plan against that if I counter it? I can draw 20 cards and come up with an answer. I've got 19 looks at an answer to Scrawling Crawler. And then those looks have to be Sink into Stupor. And I've already got 1 blue mana. I think I'm supposed to let this go and take my looks. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. 20 cards is a lot of cards. That player loses 1 life, so it won't get through the ring either. Yeah, well. let's just go for it, I guess. So I'm going to draw 4 to start with. And I can find my Lotus or a Time Walk to get into a new turn to sync it back. How much mana do I have left over? If I pay 4? No. 6 minus 4 is 2. Whew. This might be questionable, but in the face of no payoffs, I think I'd rather go and find my Sink into Stupor than I would get rid of my payoff. Sure, I lose some life points, but like, as long as I come up with the answer before then, it doesn't matter, right? If I kill myself, I kill myself. So it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. PO is stressful to try and resolve under lag. I lose 4 points, and I get my Time Walk, so that's cool. Always yield to that guy. So I go to 15. I cast more spells. I've got 3 mana floating. So if I walk, yeah, no, so this should be fine, right? So 3, I want to walk, that I definitely want to do. And I can play a Monolith. And then I can Monolith again. What am I doing with that? Because I can go Wandering or I can go Karn. If I'm going Karn, there's no point in playing the other Monolith out. The advantage of playing the other Monolith out is I can't Metamorph, so what I'm going to take... Yeah, no, so I'm just going to play Karn. The Great Creator. -2. Say yes, please. And we'll get an Argentum Masticore, which in a future life will deal with this guy. Oh, I've got a Time Walk. Hilarious. Completely forgot about that. So let's play Monolith, play Masticore. It's all the same, isn't it? Let's just play a Masticore then. And then, is there anything I can get from exile or sideboard that's useful? I wouldn't say so. I'd get a Voltaic Key, sure. That'll help with my Wandering in the future. We've got Force of Will up. Next turn we discard something. Probably the Ring or the Jewel. So we get extra cards here though. Sink into Stupor. I was looking for you. We take 3. Opponent taps 2 lands, taps 2 mana, plays a Saga. I will force the second one of this scrolling crawler dude. They've got a Metamorph, which can be a scrolling crawler, so I'll counter that, pitching a Sink into Stupor. Opponent can't attack me, because I've got a 5/5, and we win the match. So that was fun. That was the list I came second with. The deck's very powerful, that's why you play it. If, like, that last opponent who played twice, they kind of can't contend with what you're doing, it's It makes life easy. We lost Lurrus there. I lost lost to Lurrus in the challenge. But yeah, powerful deck. I think if I was to play it again, which I don't plan on doing, I would look at the Talon gates that people have in the sideboard. I think that's great, and I think the additional monolith that a lot of people are on board with is a good idea as well. That said, I don't know enough about what we cut from the payoff section. I've seen some lists without Mystic Forge, which I think is fine. I think we've got plenty of payoffs as it is. We've got 12, 14 of them if you include the Metamorphs, 16 if you include the Metamorphs, but I wasn't counting there's a whole card there. So yeah, no, that was a Dual Shops League. I hope you had fun. And I'll see you soon. Yeah, thanks for watching.